Well, you touched on the rapper a little bit, man, and I think a lot of people kind of know that he took your name and took your lifestyle and put it in his music and everything. But I would like to kind of get the whole story of it. How did you first hear about that happening?
Well, I had a book club when I was in prison, and one of the guys that was in my book club came over and he brought me a magazine article, and the guy was in the magazine calling himself Rick Ross. And
What was your first reaction?
let me see if that's his real name. Because if his mom would have named him Rick Ross, it would have been all good. Like, oh, that was legit. But when I found out he named himself Rick Ross, I was like, that's kind of fucked up.
Did he ever contact you at all?
No, I contacted him. I called him when he was first making his little rounds. I called him at Smooth Magazine. One of my partners wrote for Smooth Magazine, and I talked to him that Friday because I was calling everybody trying to find out who knew him. I was still, tapped in with the music industry. I was still talking to, Alcoholics and King T and Exhibit and a few other people once in a while. So I was like, I know somebody gonna know this dude. And so I hit my boy at Smooth Magazine, and he was like, oh, yeah, dude gonna be in my office Monday at 9 o'clock. Call right then. So I called at 9 o'clock, and he handled the phone. And we talked, for about 5 or 6 minutes,
Did he admit to using your name?
Oh, did he? He almost had like a meltdown, because you got a picture. He's in a room. I think it was about 4 or 5 guys in the room, and he don't have his bodyguards yet. He's traveling by himself, and he walks into a room with 4 guys, and he don't know them. And then all of a sudden, they put him on the phone with Rick Ross. So he don't know what's going on. He don't know if it's a setup, he finna get beat up or what. He didn't. So he just went, oh, big homie, I love you, and I started using your name because I mentioned your name in a record one time, and the guys in the car ears perked up, and I knew that was a name for me, and just the whole 9 yards, just praising him up, which he won't do now, but on that phone he praised me. But I mean, anybody with common sense can know. But right now, most people can't tell the real from the fake. It's so much the metaverse and all that. People got houses in the metaverse and they ain't got a place to stay on the street. So we got a problem right now with not being able to take the real from the fake. So when you see a guy and he got your name tattooed on his hands and you ain't his dead homie, something, it's something there. It's a fatuation or something.
When the phone call ended, was he gonna do anything for you? Did he make any promises to you or anything?
Yeah, he was supposed to come down to the penitentiary so we could talk business.
Oh, okay. And I take it that never happened?
Nah, he never happened. I talked to him one time after that, and then his manager Poochie started answering the phone, every time I called, and then eventually they just changed the number.
Were you able to do anything legally when you were in prison about it, or did you have to wait till you got out?
I should have did something while I was there, but where I was at, I was in Texas, so we didn't have California books. So I didn't have the books to know how to file a lawsuit in California. So that was the reason the judge threw my case out. I should have filed 5 days before I got out of prison.
5 days?
That's the only reason I lost. She never said that he didn't steal my name. That was never decided. What was decided was that the statute of limitations had ran out. But she twisted a little bit too. You know what I'm saying? Because the question of the day was, when did the general public find out that he was using the name Rick Ross? And she took a date. She picked a date. it was the date that he was first played on the first radio station in a little town in Miami. And she said that that was the day that the general public, and that I should have known that he was using my name. So my statute of limitations started running that day. And you know, you get 2 years of statute of limitations, and it ran out.
Man, that
was a hard one.
Crazy, man.
That was a hard one.
5 days. I mean, she could have picked dang near any other day. I mean,
yeah,
you're in jail.
You know what we argued that this was a small radio station. They had a very minimum amount of listeners on it. You know, we say she should have used the date that he first got played on Power 106. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
But you know, she was the judge. She made the decision, and she did, and the appeals court went along with her decision.
I think you tried to stop him from releasing an album at one point.
Yeah, we tried to stop everything. I was going for the juggler. I wasn't playing.
And that was all tied into the case, and you had no luck with any of that?
Nah, none. Well, you know, he had Universal behind him. You know, they came in with 15 lawyers.
Right, you sued. Yeah, right. You sued Universal.
I sued Universal,
Def
Warner
Jam.
Brothers, and we had Sony on the limb too. We might was gonna get them if we'd have got past the part where the statute of limitations was, then we was gonna throw Sony in there too. Anybody that had put his name on product, we was gonna sue all of them.
Damn. And then I think you sued him again in 2011?
Nah, I ain't. No. Well, that might have been when I sued him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that might have been when I sued him. I can't remember. That was a long time ago. You know, it's 2023 now. That's 10 years ago. 11 years ago. I don't even remember that. I moved on. You know, once I lost the lawsuit, I moved on and said, you know what? Let bygones be bygones. Now I'm gonna go out here and give me some money. You know, it would have been nice if I'd have been able to appeal. If I'd have been able to appeal that $50 million off from Universal, would have been real sweet.
Yeah, it would have, and that's what they should have done. They should have gave you something. Something.
Yeah, they never made me an offer. You know.
Yeah.
Now let me show you how dumb he was. They said they spent $1.5 million fighting this lawsuit. $1.5 million, and not one time did they come up to me and say, "Hey, we'll give you $50,000, we'll give you $100,000." I mean, just think if that had been you, you know, you got somebody that's suing you, and you know they're gonna take this out as royalty. That's probably why he don't have no money right now. That's probably why he broke, why he doing car shows and stuff to pay his rent. They come to you and they say, "Hey, you know we spent $200,000 on that lawsuit already. You know that come out your royalties," and then you say, $200,000? How much more is this gonna cost? Right? What does this guy want? Will this guy take? The guy just got out of prison. We know he broke. Will he take $100,000? Will he take $50,000? Will he take $200,000? Will he take $500,000? You know, you understand what I'm saying? But you don't let it run up to $1.5 million, and you know that they're gonna take this out of your royalties. You'll be the rest of your life paying that back. You may never pay it back. You know, with the way they charge, he probably had to pay back like $5 million.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.